my testicles wonka. Good evening, everybody.
I tried to be more discreet with it, but
I'm
it's not.
so glad that I was not live when I said what I said. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen.
I tried to sneak that one in. It was too obvious.
Thank you for that.
Oh, man.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to a brand new episode of Brick Nite. We are slacking, folks. We are Procrastination Nation, and we are out with episode 8. We're supposed to have a special guest. They are having some technical difficulties, but they will be in as soon as possible. But then again, let's do a pretty much a roll call with the hosts here. I'm one of your hosts, Kennard. Joined alongside me, as always, who's not wearing a sleeveless shirt today, is Brick Jake. And of course, down below, we have the amazing mock building couple, Super Hawk Bricks with La Supercabre and Unhappy Mohawk. Folks, we do have a very special guest today. They just entered the chat, which is amazing. As you can tell from the title, it is World's Best Idea. The reason why is because this man created the Lego idea set, The Office. Very profound TV series that came out not too long ago, and everyone loves it. It's a huge hit. But we are very excited to bring JaiJai Lewis to the podcast, folks. Let's go ahead and give a warm welcome to JaiJai. Look at his background.
Go back to work.
He's having a meeting.
Yeah.
I love it.
During COVID, I definitely set up my work background to be The Office, like I was in the interview room. Everybody was like, "Is that really your office?" I was like, "No."
That's like I
wish.
I'm getting all the artwork done right now.
I have no audio for JaiJai.
You have no audio?
I don't hear
Is JaiJai
either.
speaking?
Yeah.
JaiJai, are you talking in the mic?
His mouth
Maybe?
is moving.
I can.
Nope.
Do you understand the
no,
words that
hear
are
you.
coming out of my mouth?
No.
Oh wait, I just heard you.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Hello. Hi.
No,
Sorry about
that.
Hey,
First
that.
thing we heard.
IT guy did not set up my office correctly. Nice to
Was
meet
it
everyone.
Robbie from New Girl, or was it the guy that Michael thought was a terrorist, or was it?
No, it was Nick. It was Nick. Robbie from New Girl, of course. Which is another show I love.
There you go.
Try boobs with a Z. That should fix your computer.
Oh yeah. Big boobs, with the Z.
Oh my
Hi
God.
Jake. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Hawk.
That's us.
Hi.
Hello. Wonderful to meet you in person.
Well, food
Hello.
screen.
Big difference.
I know. JaiJai and I met. We went to barbecue together.
Yeah. We went to barbecue.
That was delicious.
That was extremely important to me because being at Brick World, I didn't want to just eat at the convention hall every time, and there were so many really good places, and I heard about that place the last 2 times I went there. So when we went there go ahead.
Was it the Blackwood barbecue place?
Yes.
Oh, we go
It
there.
was an experience. I kept on trying to find a way to go back there the whole rest of the week, but couldn't manage it. But I'm there next year. I'm gonna be going there. That's probably a day one thing. I love that place.
I say we go every year. As soon as we found it, we were like, "Oh, we're telling everybody about this place." So I'm glad you found it. We'll definitely have to get together next year and have a round of barbecue.
Oh, let's do that. Let's do that day one. I'm totally down.
Yes.
So
We're not going to try to go to a burger place next year.
There are some good burger places. Shake Shack is. I'm a New Yorker. I'm loyal. It's my brand.
Well, we went to Oh God, where the hell did we go? We went to a place called Oshaval.
Oh yeah, downtown Chicago.
This is downtown Chicago. We didn't go to a burger place
That's
in
too fancy of a
Schaumburg.
name for a burger place. That's your problem right there.
It was
You need
Galen
like a
City.
burger place that's called like Burgers. Okay, you don't need.
With a Z.
Don't need whatever that crazy name is. Exactly with a Z.
Pretty much. I'm just gonna pop these up real quick. We have Case and Kelly in the chat right now. What's up, guys?
Hi.
And he's also subscribed and liked. So
Yeah.
appreciate that.
Like, comment, subscribe.
Like, comment, subscribe.
I should
yeah,
probably do that.
yeah, you should probably do that. Start that.
Start making content that I like then.
You're part of it, bro.
Right?
Oh my god. But no, we're super excited to have you on here. I thought it was awesome that we got there. I met you for the first time, and then you were like, "Yeah, you probably wouldn't know me." And I was like, "Oh, I don't know. What do you do?" And he's like, "Yeah, I made the Lego office set, the idea set." And I was like, "No shit."
I
know,
was
And then
just
he-
walking around. I try to be very quiet.
And then he shows me a picture of himself in the book, and I'm like, "Oh, that is you." I was like, "This is great."
Were
I was
you
like,
there when? How did we meet exactly? Were we meeting when I was signing something, or did we meet through somebody?
I think we met through somebody. Oh God, you were with two other people, and I was with Galen and Kelly from the Dales.
Okay.
Those were
Yeah.
the two people who were with me. Hey, Iron Patriot.
I remember one of the first things you told me was, "Oh, I do this podcast, but my partner isn't here." And then I was like, "Wow, he kind of sounds like a dick."
Yeah.
He's like putting all the work on you.
He really is this guy right down there.
Are we gonna blame him?
Yeah, why are we blaming me?
Mm-mm.
I was there.
Yeah, we were there.
I was just busy working.
Yes.
Oh no! If you were there, you count. It's the blurry guy in the very dark room.
Yeah.
Blurry
It
guy.
was great. I remember talking to JJ about. I was like, "Yeah, he's out with his wife right now, celebrating her birthday. I think you were on a cruise."
Yes, it was.
And he was just like, "Oh, what a dick. I'm totally going to call him out on it." I was like, "Perfect. You can do that on the podcast."
Oh, yeah.
Brings our season count up on the Jake not going to Chicago to 1,300 this season.
Well,
I'm gonna start a counter next year.
Kind of should go next year. I'm gonna be there. You're getting barbecued this next
I'm just
spring.
saying. Very tempting. You should.
I mean,
I mean, it's only one time the wife will be mad at you.
Valid.
happy
Do
wife,
it.
happy life, Josh. Come on.
You're still early in
is
the marriage.
true.
We'll be okay.
Whoa. Braylon
But
says
you-
hi a lot.
But you can ask for forgiveness. It's okay. Just don't say you forgot.
I forget a lot of things.
Same.
I call her my memory bank because whatever I forget, she remembers.
Remind her to go to Chicago next year for her birthday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I tried that last year. She said she wanted to go see Taylor Swift instead.
I need Taylor
But
Swift to
I
be in
did not-
Chicago.
I did not, buy her $1,500 tickets to go to England to go see her, let her go see Taylor so I could go to Chicago.
Well,
Jake. Okay, so here I think we can workshop this right now and plan. We have a year. Let's figure out something in Chicago that your wife likes around her birthday. Like, be in Chicago. You could be in Chicago. But you could have like couple of hours where you come hang out with your friends, make an appearance.
I like where he's going with this, Jay.
All right, so here's what everybody needs to do right now. You need to reach out to Ed Sheeran.
You know what?
He's going on tour next year. Get him to be in Chicago that weekend, and I can. She can go to Ed, and I will go to Brick
I'll
World.
have that full with Ed Sheeran.
See, that's you said things she likes. Jonas Brothers are on tour right now, so they won't be there. Let's see. They will actually be in Arizona, or he will be in Arizona on the 13th, right before her birthday, and then Nashville.
Are there other things she likes besides those? Or like she has to like more than 4 things. Come on.
The Taylor Swift, the Jonas Brothers, Ed Sheeran. Let me see.
That's all music. What about like a play or a place or the Bean or?
I mean, so she's got a several play. She's in New York right now, and she's trying to go see Darren Criss tomorrow night in his play. I forget what it's called, but
So
You
you could do
know-
that in Chicago. You could stay at there's like a hotel at the pier. It's a really nice hotel, and it's right by like the whole like Broadway or whatever the theater sector over there in Chicago. I don't know anything about Chicago except for that hotel. It was where there was an office convention.
I heard they got the second best pizza in the country. That's what I heard about Chicago.
All I'm saying is,
Dude,
all
are we gonna
Okay.
start this? Is that what this podcast is gonna be? Me
Oh.
arguing about New York pizza?
Boo.
I will do it. I will go into my thesis.
Are
I
you
can
a
do a
New York
talk
style
about
or
it.
are you a Chicago style pizza person?
what's the difference?
New York style is good. Chicago style is casserole. Oh, did you drop them?
I did
She
drop her.
famous?
She said, "What's the difference between New York and Chicago pizza?" She's off.
Oh my god.
Welcome to Brick Nite.
cool.
Only Ken and Jake.
Hated.
Josh, just put like a piece of paper over her face for a little while. We don't want to see her.
My
Teach me
God.
your way.
There you go. I'd rather look at that.
Really cool
Oh,
set I
that's
got.
a cool set.
That is really cool, actually. Hold up here. Which set is that?
You
Oh,
were
wait, no, it's only fair. You could block his face now, and she could be on camera.
in jerk.
What the hell?
Jake,
Shit.
where's your Brick Nite sign? Everyone else is sporting it.
It's right there
It's
behind
in the
Aaron
dark.
Judge.
It's in the dark. I don't see anything in there.
Dude,
Look
you
like
need to
you
put
live in
lights
a
on those
cave.
shells.
I need to so my overhead light's too bright, and my light is over there.
Do you see Kenny? Do you see how this man has like LEDs and things? And okay, yes, your wife is very pretty. You can't flex that on all of us.
No, I was look there.
Okay, there you go. So stay like that for the rest of the stream. Oh,
Perfect.
nice.
That's beautiful.
Okay.
That's
Look, Jenny is in it now.
Yeah, see?
Oh, she's in it. So she's
Yeah.
part of the Lego community. She could go to Brick World.
sure.
Bam.
See?
12 minutes, less than 13 minutes, and we solved your wife.
Yeah, she has
Probably
fans. We'd like to meet her.
Facts.
Oh yeah. Did she like The Office?
Oh, don't do that. Don't say
Oh.
She's not on here to ask her. I mean, she
Should
like.
wait to ask her.
The answer
It's not like her diehard. My diehard show is The Office. She's more like the OC kind of, you know. The way she talked about Seth Cohen made me think Seth Cohen is a real person. Seth Cohen is not a real. Well, I think there is a Seth Cohen out there, but Seth Cohen, not the baseball team
Sorry, Seth
owner.
Cohen.
It's Adam Brody's Seth Cohen. And I was like, for years, I was like, and she's like, oh look, it's Seth Cohen. I was like, that's not Seth Cohen, that's Adam Brody. Like, what do you? And she's like,
Let me go ahead and bring it up, actually.
but yeah,
I'll bring it.
nobody wants this. It's a great show. You should totally check it out on Netflix, featuring Seth Brody's Adam Brody or Seth Cohen's Adam Brody.
I was in Scranton last weekend. Real life Scranton.
Oh,
You were in the
Scranton,
Mecca.
Pennsylvania.
Yeah,
You were
we
in the
drove by.
Mecca, my people.
So a friend of ours lives out there, the Dynamic Builders, and we were running errands, and his wife was like, "Oh, look, that's where the office is," and it's just this mural of like their faces painted on the side of a building, and it's like we didn't go in or anything, but it was cool to see because you're like, "Yeah, I'm in Scranton," and then you're like, "Oh, look, there's the office." Like, I'm really in Scranton.
I've
They call it
never
Scranton.
gone.
What? The Electricity.
Mhm. I've never gone. I've been invited several times. I have a friend who lives there, And he's like, you can come stay with me and my wife and my child. And I'm like, I know you through a friend. This is strange. He's like, you need to come here. This is you belong here. I'm like, I get it. I may go one day. I know because I am friends with some of the cast. I know they go very regularly. Like Brian has gone there. Like I met with Brian once, and then he's like, I'm going to Scranton right after this. It's like that's where I'm gonna make like the most of. He was doing a book signing, and he was like, that's where I'm gonna make the most of like my experience of going on tour. But he's like, I want to stop in New York just to talk to you for a bit, and I was like,
That's cool.
oh yeah, they're very nice people.
Fancy you.
Phil.
All I'm
Pennsylvania.
gonna say is, we met our friend on TikTok and traveled cross country and said hello, and they ended up being super cool. Nothing weird. So if you want to go to Scranton with your friend and take their offer,
Is everything about my house where I'm at is through the internet. I met my wife through the internet, found my house on the internet, found my dog on the internet, wherever he is.
Isn't that
They
funny?
usually
Like,
don't murder you.
You found your co-host on the internet.
Yeah, well,
It's funny though because like even a couple decades ago, we used to be like, no, don't meet strangers on the internet, and now society's so much like, oh no, some of your best friends are going to be from meeting them through the internet, and because it's just so great for connecting with other people. Because one of my favorite things is I have so many friends internationally, and I'm like, oh, when I actually meet them in person, it's like, oh, this is strange, because I'm used to you being a box on a screen. And now you're a person and I can hug you and this is great, but it's also so weird because like I have a friend that I've known for 4 years, and I never met him in person until his daughter moved to New York, and she was like looking for an apartment, and I came and met with him, and I'm like, oh, this is weird. We've been friends for 4 years, and now you're
wait, so you're in New York?
Oh yeah, I'm in New York.
What part of New York?
Are you gonna make me dox myself? That's rude, Jake. Dare you?
Is it the tri-state area? We'll leave it to that.
I live in New York City.
Okay.
It's nice.
I'm from Staten Island. I lived there forever ago.
Yeah, I grew up in Queens, so
Okay.
I love it. It's like I was born here, I was raised here, so it's kind of like in my heart. That's why I defend New York pizza so adamantly. Like I'm like, oh, that's like, you know how everyone has like their home team of like just the Mets or the Yankees. I'm like, no, none of that. Pizza. That's my home team. I will
If you
defend
had to
pizza.
choose a baseball team, which one is it?
Damn, but you're gonna make me do that on the record? Okay. Scranton have a team.
It's the Yankees, man. Come on.
You know what? I'm gonna get in so much trouble for this. I would say the Mets because I'm a Queens kid. As much as you know why? Because okay, it's the Yankees, right? I would say the Yankees, but then I would be a bandwagon person. I'm like, no, I kind of grew up with the Mets. It would feel like traitorous. I can't
That's
do
fair.
it.
No, my dad's whole side of the family, they're all from Brooklyn, like Flatbush, and they're all diehard Mets fans. They're like, how the fuck did you become a Yankees fan? I was like, well, as a kid in the 90s watching Derek Jeter play baseball, I fell into the Yankees.
Yeah, I grew up in the 80s, and I get it. I totally get it, right? But it was like, no, it's like so many people lurking. It's like that team you grow up with. Like, you know, if you have that favorite TV show when you're a child, and you always look back on that thing fondly. What happened?
I said The Office.
Oh, that was your favorite TV. What? Your parents were letting you watch The Office as a child?
No, he didn't hear the.
Yes, I was
he didn't hear the
14 or whatever. Okay, as a child, this TV show is still running as Family Guy. I watched it when it premiered in 1998 or 9, whatever. My dad told me, "Why am I watching this kid shit? The guy's got a football for a head." And now my dad likes it too.
You never watched Hey Arnold?
That's what I was gonna say.
Hey Arnold is very different from Family Guy, sir. Okay.
There are some people with heads that look like football, sir. I will defend the football head. I
feel like I derailed us.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you did.
I always think it's funny when I meet people who will turn around and be like, "Oh yeah, my kid watched The Office," and I'm like, "Oh, how old is your child?" 3. I'm like, 3? I'm like, "You have a 3-year-old watching The Office?" And they really will. And I'm like, "Oh wow." One of my friends, she's one of the winners of Lego Masters. Her name's Michelle Brooks. When I met her, it's like one of my favorite stories in the community. When I met her, she turned around and told me like, "Oh, my daughter's a huge fan of yours. She's like, she loves your set. She's been following you for years." And Michelle looked so young, so I was like, "How old is your daughter? Like 2 or 3? Like, how old is this person?" And she's like, "Oh yeah, she's been following you for like 5 years." And I'm like, 5 years? And I was like, I don't normally ask this question, but how old is your child? And she's like, "Oh, like 25. And I'm like, "What?" And she's like, "Yeah." And I'm like, "Wait, how old are you?" Because I thought this woman was like 21 when I met her. Like, she looks so young, and she's older than me. And I was like, this is impressive. I
was like, "Girl,
totally
what do you?"
blew my mind. Because I was sitting there going, this woman is the worst mother in the world. Because she's allowing her toddler child to watch The Office and follow me on the internet. This can't be possible, because it didn't make sense to me.
That is too funny.
Listen, some parents just expose their kids to awesome things at an early age. I watched Jurassic Park before I was old enough to, and I love that movie still.
Yeah, I think it's weird for me because when I did The Office, it was like I started it in like 2015, and back then everyone turned around and was like, "No, why would Lego do The Office? It's such an adult show." And because they looked at Lego as such like a kid thing, and now it's so adults welcome now that I love that, because now you see sets for like Star Trek and things that you normally wouldn't think of, because it used to be. Huh?
Botanical. I don't think you would have seen if it wasn't if it wasn't, tailored to adults. Botanicals wouldn't be around.
Oh yeah, and I love botanicals. I actually just got that bamboo set. Oh yeah.
I have a plethora of them back there.
So I love that Lego's branched out. Like, I know a lot of people are very critical about it, but I love that Lego branched out into doing things that weren't just like kid related. Like, you go into different fandoms through like icons, but then you have like the art theme. Like, I never thought we would get a Starry Night Lego set. That's amazing to me that they actually did that. And then now they made the sunflower set. So I love all the art stuff, the botanical stuff, because as much as that's why actually my favorite theme is ideas, because you usually see things that you'll never really see through like Marvel or Star Wars, like the typical stuff you see more popularly in Lego. Like you'll see like a globe or a typewriter, and that's interesting to me because it's kind of looking at Lego kind of through a different art medium, and I appreciate it. I think that's cool.
I love when they do, recently in the Lego Masters, they've been doing the take an item from the room and build it in Lego form. And those are always amazing, because that's really what the idea set is. It's just like, what's something from your day-to-day or your life in general, like, watching The Office or the globe or the typewriter, and being able to build that in Lego form. Like, is that Lego? Is it cake? Is it Lego? You know.
Yeah.
So
Ian and Sage won that last year, right? Or in the last season?
Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah, because they did the keyboard, and I remember watching that, and I was so impressed by that because one of my favorite techniques. This is after I became an ideas designer, but I really started learning more about it through my friend Michelle that I mentioned earlier. Is snot technique, because when you do things with snot, you can really make things look really realistic, and that's where I get like, oh wow, that whenever somebody goes, oh that's Lego, that's fun for me. When I'm like I actually set a challenge for myself to do that recently, because I was like, I kind of want to make something that looks real instead of because one of my favorite sets is the typewriter set. That's an amazing set, and it's because I like Lego is a toy, but I look at it as an art form, and that's a beautiful piece of art. And when we do things interesting like that, like the globe, those are things I really appreciate, because I'm like, it kind of pushes the boundaries of what we think we can do with Lego. So it's always cool to me to learn new or different building techniques. So when going back to the Lego Masters, when they do that stuff where it's like make it look real, I love that, because I remember looking at that keyboard that Ian and Sage, and I've met Ian and Sage. They're very talented builders. Ian is very impressive. I think they actually just made like a business or something about where they make their own custom models, but they turn around, and I was looking at his models, and I was like, everything is like snot work. It's beautiful, and I'm like, oh, this all looks like real. I love that.
I think it's amazing that you're talking about real, because you had sent me some you had sent me some photos, and I shit you not, the one that you sent me, I thought it was real. I thought it was legitimate. And I was like, oh yeah, he's got a picture of this item. I looked at it very closely, and I'm going to pop this up on the screen too. And I couldn't believe it. I was looking at the pieces. I was like, oh my God, those are actual parts. Like, those are pieces. So this was before we went live. I know you had sent me an email with a couple of images of the different idea sets that you've created, because I know you had been rendering a lot of images. So I am going to share one of them. I basically got the slideshow, so we'll honestly be able to talk about it, which is a really nice touch. But this one right here shocked me, because I was looking at it and I was like, why does he have a picture of why did he send me a picture of a telescope? And I had to look very close, and you had coated everything in gold that needed to be gold. And then the wood was the wood, the chain, all the pieces looked so realistic. From far away, you cannot tell that this is like a Lego telescope, but then when you look really close, it looks so it's so amazing.
It's the telescope for me. The actual cylindrical part, because it's
it
stripe.
doesn't look like.
Otherwise, you're right. You're dead on. You're like, wow, that looks like a thing. But then I'm like, why is there that weird pattern in the shaft of
the holes every so often?
Yeah, right. I'm like, that's interesting. So I guess looking at it as an aspect of that piece doesn't come in that color, so you're like, oh, okay, maybe that's not Lego. But then learning that, oh no, you actually colored it, and you're like, oh, okay, I could see. But everything else, that was the only part for me that was like, oh, okay, I see a pattern.
Yeah, I'm shocked. So kind of go through this with us. Like, what kind of wanted you to do because from the first idea set that you came out with, it's Lego Office, right? And then the other images I'd seen are all movie or TV based, which of course I'll show. But what made you come up with this? What made you come up with a telescope?
So, like you said, I do make a lot. I have created a lot of designs surrounding TV shows or movies that I just enjoy. Like I don't like making stuff that uh, I don't like designing things for or ideas for Lego that aren't for things I don't enjoy. So I made a bunch of different IP stuff, and then I remember I was at a convention, and somebody actually asked me like, "Why do you make so much IP stuff?" And I did actually sit there going, "Well, these are just movies or TV shows that I think other fans of those IPs would enjoy." But I was actually thinking about this for probably like 3 years because I love space. Like space is another passion of mine. I've loved space since I was a kid, big fan of astronomy. And I actually have a telescope, a real one, that kind of looks like this. This is actually based on something I picked up overseas where because I have it on my shelf. It's like a vintage telescope where it's made out of wood. It looks a lot like this, and I always thought it was just really cool looking. It's just like a display model, and kind of going exactly into what you mentioned earlier. I wanted something that is Lego. Like when you get close to it, you can tell it's Lego, but when from far away, you kind of look at it and go, oh, that's a neat telescope. Until you start getting closer, it's like, wait, why is there these weird lines? And so this is actually a challenge I kind of set for myself where I was like, well, I want to create something that looks real. So that goes into that's not technique, which I'm very much inspired by my friend Michelle Brooks, who is a Lego master. She is amazing at this technique, and every single one of her designs I've actually looked at very closely and been like, wow, because I was trying to understand how you do this well. So with this, I was like, okay, I want to make a telescope, and this is all digital. This is not physical pieces because you can't get a lot of these pieces in these colors. So I was like, well, I want to make something that looks like the telescope I have, but really kind of give you that weird, classy, elegant feel, like, you know, that having an antique would give you okay, like this is all like a combination of different colors in studio, which is chrome gold and brass and silver, because I wanted to get different highlights in there to kind of make different aspects of it pop. And this was actually a bit of a challenge too, because there's a tripod in there, and the tripod, especially if you're building it digitally, that's a lot of math to do that, because you're building 3 different legs that because the way the model works is you can have it just stand on a short tripod, but then you pull out those different legs to extend it like a real tripod, and it all moves. So there's all like gears and everything in there to kind of keep everything functioning like a telescope would. So I just really kind of wanted to do that because it was a bit of a personal challenge to myself of I want to make something real, but I didn't promote it either. Like I didn't post it on my social media. I just threw it out into ideas, and I was like, okay, let's see how well you do, because I just wanted to kind of test myself to see, can I do something like this? Because IPs come with their own fandom when you do an idea set. So when you're submitting them, you kind of like The Office, right? Has a lot of different fans. So when you see that, a lot of people are going to go, oh, I like that, I'm going to go vote for it. But building something more abstract or artistic is really kind of like, okay, that's I think like a different measurement. And it was also a little bit of a test of myself, because I've had people turn around when The Office came out and say, oh, you're not like a real designer, like you kind of just made a diorama. And I'm like, well, Lego does a lot of dioramas, but if you're talking about like a purely creative thing, cool, okay, I have an idea for that. So I just wanted to kind of like test myself and do that just to see if I could. So this is cool because I put it out only a few months ago, and it hit 10K like a week ago, and I really like that just because I was sitting there going, it's funny to me. I don't promote it. Like I didn't really post. I have a pretty large following on Instagram. I didn't post it or anything, so it just was doing well on ideas for the last few months. That really makes me kind of happy because I was like, oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
It's artsy.
Heck yeah. I was actually trying to look for it. Would it be on? I'm about to say, would it be on here?
I could look it up.
Let's see. Supporters 10,000. No results. What the heck?
If you search for antique telescope,
Found it. Yep, there it is. Ah, this thing looks pretty. I had to adjust it to the 10K supporters achieved.
yeah, I actually had a lot of fun, even because like you can see, I kind of put like a starry background and stuff on there. I was like, oh, I'm gonna have fun with this one, where I'm like, because that's all I did actually all on Procreate, Ken. Like all
Okay.
this is all on Procreate. I rendered everything in Studio, pulled it into Procreate, designed all the backgrounds, and then even on the ideas page, I made an animated GIF in Procreate and pulled it out. So then I can
Nice.
show the 360 of the telescope. So all of it was, it was all digital too, because one of the biggest challenges, especially for ideas, is a lot of this just doesn't exist in the colors I want. So
I'm actually
that's
about
painful.
to- Can I share this screen? I'm actually gonna share this screen. Hold on, let me see. Ooh, what screen am I sharing? Stop sharing. I will share this screen because this is the one that you have right here. All right, here it is. This is the one with the same photo that you sent me, and then this is of course the rotating image of it. I'll go here. Here's a profile side view of it. There's a close up.
Does it swivel?
It swivels. So all this, it functions like a real tripod. It has an azimuth, like the telescope, the cap tilt fits in the cylinder. So everything is measured. It works. It's actually secure too. Like you can't like knock it off, because I thought about gravity a lot. Like that's the challenge when you're designing things in digital. You had to account for gravity of things. So I was like, okay, like if you notice, the feet has rubber stoppers at the end to keep it from sliding on surfaces.
Yeah.
Because I was thinking about, okay, how do I make this as realistic as possible? Like how to make it so, because the other side is I kind of have like a thing with Lego ideas of, if you kind of have a flaw in your design, you should kind of fix it. Like you shouldn't kind of leave it to Lego. You should kind of make sure that you're making it as tight as possible. So like one of the things I wanted to make sure was, okay, you have all these cylinder pieces in the telescope. I didn't want it so like if you hit it, that it would all fall apart. Like it's all solid and locked together very tightly and has like a solid core keeping it together.
Like Thor's hammer. You got to be able
Yeah,
to.
like Thor's hammer.
Yeah.
I think this looks beautiful. I know you have more. I know you have more that you provided. So, of course, you sent me 6 images, and I had them organized in the way that you sent them. I think it's amazing.
No order whatsoever.
I mean, I put them.
sent you stuff.
I put them in order, but you went above and beyond for a lot of the ones that you sent over, and I was really impressed. I'm like, God, this is insane. But you provided the hook build. You of course have Dustin Hoffman's Captain Hook, and then you have Robin Williams' Peter Pan. You have the ship. You have the Lost Boys treehouse. I think I see Rufio down there.
Yep.
You have a mermaid, and then of course you have the clock tower crocodile.
This is
I think this would be awesome.
this is like one of my favorite movies ever. Like I watch this every year around this time, actually around Christmas time, as we get close to the holidays when it gets like a little cold out. I always had to watch this movie ever since it came out. I've loved this movie. I love Robin Williams. I've met him once when I was younger. He was filming Death to Smoochie in the there's like a police scene where his character is getting arrested. So he was out there filming, and I was working in the building next door, and my colleagues were like, "Oh, Robin Williams is outside." I'm like, "Sure, work. I'm gone." That's like my childhood hero. I love Robin Williams. I went down and I watched him, and he was so nice. Like because after they filmed the scene, all the other actors kind of like went off, but he stayed around and like talked to people, and it was just like he lived up to every expectation I had of like who he was. Like so I love this movie. I was actually surprised that no one had ever really done idea set or design for it. So I was like, oh, I'm gonna try. So it was actually, I had a lot of fun doing this one because I just was like, I gotta watch this movie on repeat. Aw, how unfortunate.
It's such a good movie though. Like I just love the scene where I love when Peter Pan is looking at every one of the Lost Boys with the imaginary food scene, and the moment he flicks the spoon, he actually sees the food.
Oh, so I put that and it's there on this. It's one of my, and there's like there's a turntable piece in the table, so you can put Peter and swing him around, and there's a coconut that Rufio can throw. Because I love that scene too. One of the very fortunate things about this is when I shared this, several of the original Lost Boys freaked out and supported. Like I talked to them, they're very nice. They gave me a little bit of information, like Thud Butt and Don't Ask. Like they're like, it's very weird to talk to people who were involved in the movie. So I did a lot of research too. Like I went through a lot of production art because I watched the movie a lot, but I looked up books and I bought like the trading cards because there's Hook trading cards that they had when the movie came out. There was like a lot. Yeah. And I was like, okay, because I love this movie so much. I want to kind of really throw my all into it. Yeah. So like I have like one of my favorite scenes in the movie is in the beginning where Peter gets just on Captain Hook's ship, and they take one of the pirates and they throw that pirate into a chest with a bunch of scorpions. That
Glenn Close.
Glenn Close, dressed up like a man. And it is one of the best. I love that scene. And when I learned that was Glenn Close, I was like, what? And then I had to go back and look at it, and I was like, that's Glenn Close.
There was that one. So there's that one, which is awesome to know about. That Glenn Close played one of the pirates. But I love the fact that Jim Cummings, who is the voice of Winnie the Pooh and Tigger and all the other Disney characters, he didn't play a role. He sang the Hook song. So whenever they were whenever they're chanting Hook, that's his voice.
I'm such a huge nerd for this movie. Like, obviously, I designed an ideas set for it. And one of my things for this, I just recently redid this image. I really tried to kind of match the feel of the poster because I love that poster too for the movie.
That was a really good one.
Yeah, it's very like has a lovely feeling. But George Lucas and Carrie Fisher were in the movie. When Tink takes Peter to Neverland and she's flying off with him, some fairy dust lands on two people kissing on a bridge. That's George Lucas and Carrie Fisher. What else? This movie it's so good. It's such a classic. And
You probably
I like the theory.
I know
theory
how
that Captain Hook kills Ariel's mom.
What?
Yeah,
Wait,
that is one of the dark Disney theories is that Captain Hook's the reason Ariel's mom is dead.
That
True story.
I was gonna talk about how you realize the production of the movie, like they went above and beyond for the production of the movie, they went above and beyond for the actual like Neverland scene. But when you watch Peter falling into the water with the mermaids, all I'm thinking about is they're in a blue like swimming pool. Because you could see the wall of the pool. It's not like empty or hollow, or it's not like where you're in Pirates of the Caribbean and you see everything around you. You literally see him fall in, and then there is the wall to the pool that is back there. Watch it again.
If you watch deeply, you get those like little details of, oh, that's a set. I could see like the little things. So like that's one of the interesting things about doing like ideas designs is because I was watching the movie so much, I was looking how the set was built and how like certain things were colored and how they had layout. And it's strange because it's like, oh, I love this movie from like a timeless perspective, but now I kind of have to dissect it a little bit and really look at it from a very technical. And I did that for The Office too, and that was actually a lot rougher on me because I kind of had to kill a little bit of my love for the show to make that set. For this, it was like, okay, I kind of started out very like, okay, let me just watch the movie a couple times, do a bit of research, and then try to just like recreate it. Like that ship that the Lost Boys are on next to the mermaid, that's in the movie for like 2 seconds.
Yeah.
It's barely in the movie, but I went and found like diagrams and blueprints of how that was built and the purpose of it. It's called the Lost Boys attack craft. They actually sold toys for that in the 90s. So I was like, oh, this is interesting. But I really kind of wanted, like, I really loved the tree too, because the tree was, it was so like weirdly magical. Like you have this tree that has all the seasons happening at the same time. So it's like it was just like a really fun build to create because it's also kind of hollow in the center where you have Peter's old hideout, like you had in the movie, which is supposed to be burned out, and where Peter Banning becomes Peter Pan again. So I love this movie. It was like one of my favorite things to watch as a kid.
I want to watch it now.
Yeah, I went and got it on Blu-ray. Oh, yep. Yep.
I figured you've got like 4 more. You got 4 more slots. This one's right here. Love it. Love it. I love it.
Yeah. I was just rendering new images for it right before I got on this stream. Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, which is it's funny.
Day in the neighborhood.
So I had this thing where this actually kind of was born out of the 90s challenge that Lego had. Or the 80s challenge, where they were like, hey, because it kind of made me start thinking about, oh, what are those things that I really liked from childhood? So I had a few, which are, and there's another idea set that's coming up, which is Reading Rainbow. I loved Reading Rainbow. I have a huge respect for LeVar Burton as a person. I loved Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. Again, have a huge respect for what Fred Rogers did. So I was like, I actually submitted an ideas proposal for Reading Rainbow. And after I did that, I was thinking about Mr. Rogers for a while, and somebody came up to me at, I think it was Brick World actually, or Brick Slopes in Utah, and they were like, I saw you did Reading Rainbow. Can you please do Mr. Rogers? And I'm like, really thinking about it. Like, I'm really, really thinking about how I would do that. So this is actually a recent edit. It was a little bit rougher, but this one was, okay, one side is, it's just like actually the set from Mr. Rogers, the actual TV set, where they had house, and then they had off to the side the neighborhood of make believe. So instead, for here, I just have his house and trolleys on a track that you can move with a switch, and there's like a slot on the side, picture where you put a videotape in, and you could change the 4x4 slide to different lessons that Mr. Rogers has, and then you have the fish tank, which is fun, and that was actually, so the fish tank was something Fred Rogers did because he had a blind girl who reached out to him and said, "Hey, I'm worried about, are you feeding your fish?" So he started talking about the actual things he was doing as he was doing. He's like, "Now I'm going to go feed the fish." So he took feedback, and I love that he did something for the disabled community, because I'm such a huge proponent of accessibility and disability, that I love that he did something that thoughtful. So I had to get the fish in there so you could do that, but then there's little mini builds that Fred had where they were actual landmarks from the neighborhood of Make-Believe. So he had them on the show. So I had actually forgotten about that. I went and watched some episodes of Mr. Rogers, and then I also watched the Tom Hanks movie, which is a great movie. And it kind of, such a great movie. But it made me remember, I was like, oh, there's all these things I forgot about this show. So he had these little mini builds of the landmarks of the neighborhood of Make-Believe. So I was like, okay, I'll put those in there. And then the closet has slippers, or actually different shoes. He had house shoes that he would put on when he came in, which were Converse Chucks. Fred Rogers wore Chucks. He was a Chucks fan. So he wore Converse trainers, but then he had, in the closet, there are 3 different sweaters in different colors, so he can change into different outfits, just like Mr. Rogers normally did. But unfortunately, I didn't send you a picture of this, but on the other side of this set, if you turn it around, is the neighborhood of Make-Believe.
I was about to say, that's why I was looking at the tree. So I was taking into consideration, I know you had sent me just a couple of images. When I saw the Mr. Rogers neighborhood and I saw the little trolley, and I was like, the world of Make-Believe is on the other side, because if you did not have the tree kind of protruding out in the image, kind of look at it as just like the flat image like you're showing right here. But when the tree shows out, I was like, okay, there's something else behind it. I can only assume that there's also the puppets that are a part of it.
So trolleys on a track, there's a switch that you can see above the painting that if you pull it, it moves trolley on the track. But on the other, and I sent you a link because I don't there's so many images for this, and actually these are new. They're up for revision on Lego Ideas right now. The old ones, you could actually see that it's the plain neighborhood of Make-Believe, which is like this weird. It was very funny because when I was designing, I'm like, this looks kind of like the landscape of Attack on Titan or something. Like it has like a weird wall or fence on it in the background. But I had done all this like research on how they built the set of Mr. Rogers' neighborhood, and I looked at all those images, and he had this like weird track on the back. But then there was like Henrietta's tree. Henrietta and X have a tree, and Fred Rogers. It was a very square looking tree, and I was like, that's awesome. That perfectly lends into Lego, which is a very square building medium. So I built a very square looking tree on purpose. But Fred Rogers used to lay on top of that tree when they filmed the show and puppet the different puppets inside the tree. And it was like a very interesting thing for me to see like how deeply he was involved in puppeting everything in the neighborhood of Make-Believe. Like they had built all these areas for him to hide and just do like Daniel's stuffed tiger, which is like he lived in the Clockwork Tower. yeah, so now, Fred Rogers unfortunately does not have a show, but Daniel Tiger has his own cartoon now, and it continues on through the PBS network. So it's just really interesting that like this was like the origins of it, and I was like, okay, if I'm doing Reading Rainbow for LeVar Burton, who is kind of like Fred Rogers' protege, I have to do Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. So, Reading Rainbow is where my mind originally went to when the 80s challenge came up. And I don't really do challenges, but I was like, oh, if I did anything, because I've been thinking about Reading Rainbow for 10 years, I think, because I adore LeVar Burton. He is a wonderful human being. He started out working in like ministry work, but he got out of it. He turned around and he got into acting. Obviously, he did Roots and Star Trek and a lot of different work. But
no, sorry, I'm just thinking about his Roots role.
Oh yeah,
That's all.
It's like it's
I
so.
forgot about that.
Oh, LeVar Burton has like the most interesting career. I highly recommend, if you have Netflix, watch the documentary Butterfly in the Sky. It's about Reading Rainbow. It's something I bought. I love it. It's a great documentary. It talks about the history of Reading Rainbow, and LeVar Burton. He was pretty much a student. He turned around and he was studying here in New York, and I think he was at Juilliard, I believe. And what ended up happening was he auditioned for Roots, and they were like, this young man's an amazing actor. Cool. You're going to Africa, and you're going to start filming out in Africa with the rest of the cast. So he filmed Kunta Kinte, and it had such a profound impact on American culture back when it first aired, because it was like this milestone event in American history, and kind of shifted the narrative of like racial justice and how we talk about racial equality in America. And he had a huge part to play in that. He had such a huge impact that when Reading Rainbow came about, they were like looking for a host, and they wanted another Fred Rogers type person. And then somebody recommended him, and they were like, oh no, he's too big of an actor. But he's been always so oriented towards service and kindness and caring for others. He was like, his mother was a teacher. He was like, oh, this is something I want to do. So I just adored him as a kid, because I grew up on Reading Rainbow. I used to watch it while playing with Lego all the time. It was like my favorite thing to do. And I kind of always wanted there to be some sort of tribute to kind of like LeVar Burton actually doing this, being this role model for children, right? Because there are so many children who grew up and now are adults now, and they like love LeVar Burton. They kind of look at him as like the internet's uncle. So it's, I'm gonna be honest, I'm a huge fan of Star Trek too. Like I love Star Trek The Next Generation. So I was like, oh, get LeVar Burton memorialized in Lego would be like a great goal. So this was just like my tribute to the classic 80s theme song Butterfly in the Sky, because that is like an earworm that sometimes I'll pop into my brain randomly. So I tried to recreate the theme in logo form while recreating the logo. So yeah,
I think you killed it. I think you did a great job, because you've got you're looking at that one, the butterfly in the sky.
Yep.
Then you have LeVar Burton here reading, and then it's just an array of different mediums of books. Like you have fantasy, you have your sci-fi, you have your adventure down here. So it honestly stands out.
These were all actually because there's a dragon in the animated theme song, a boat, a spaceship. So I tried to recreate that a little bit here, including the logo, which is kind of looks like an open book.
Mhm.
But this was a fun one, and it was a weird one because after I did it, so after I became an ideas designer, I very weirdly became friends with a showrunner for Star Trek. He did the last season of Star Trek Picard, and
Mhm.
I'm not going to spoil that season. It's a great season if anyone wants to watch it. But he and I just started talking on Instagram, and so he obviously knows LeVar, and he was like, he was a fan of my work. I was a fan of his work. He did this really good TV show for sci-fi called 12 Monkeys. Really
Mhm.
great stuff. So he's actually the showrunner for the upcoming MCU show, which is Vision Quest. So he's doing the Vision TV show. Uh, After I created the ideas design for Reading Rainbow, because I talked to him. I kind of was like, okay, I can't get Star Trek Lego made, but I'm working on Reading Rainbow. He messaged LeVar, and LeVar reached out to me to be like, I'm so proud of you. He's like, I'm so. He's like, this is. He told me, what was it exactly? Your art is so beautiful. I'm so proud of what my kids have grown up to become. And then he turned around and corrected a typo I had in my grammar in my Instagram post. And that is one of my most cherished memories ever. Because I was like almost weeping in a corner because one, LeVar Burton, who is essentially the internet's dad,
Yeah.
said he was proud of me.
Oh my
Proud of you like
gosh.
that. But he corrected my typo in my thing I posted. And I was like, LeVar Burton is the best person ever. I love LeVar Burton.
If there's a person that you'd want to correct your grammar, it's LeVar Burton.
Oh, I had a field day. I screenshot it. I'm like, most people would probably get upset that LeVar Burton corrected their grammar. Nope. I was like, yep, yes, LeVar, yes. I used the wrong word here. You're correct. Thank you.
Gosh. I'm gonna go to the next image so that way you can talk about it. I gotta let my dog out because he's destroying stuff in the room. Give me a second.
Oh no!
Yeah, he has to use the facilities.
Yeah,
But I'm gonna pop this up here, which already from the looks of it, this is the Parks and Rec ideas theme. I will be right back.
I never watched Parks and Rec.
You
It
don't
is
know
like
about the Cones of Dunshire?
The Cones of Dunshire. It's there. It's there. Parks and Rec is kind of like the sister show of The Office. It stars Amy Poehler. I love that show. It's a great show. Brick World Events. Oh, hey, hey.
Yeah.
So when I was doing The Office, I worked on The Office since 2015. So for 10 years now. After I started working on The Office, people are always like, you have to do Parks and Recreation. You have to try to get Parks and Recreation made. And I thought about it but I always felt like, let me focus on one thing at a time. Like The Office is difficult as it is. I can't really think about something else. The Office was safe for 10 years at that point. But I turned around and I created Parks and Recreation because it's a hilarious show. So funny, so quirky. And I had so many people who love both shows because it is created by the same people. It's run by the same showrunners. It has some of the people who worked on one show worked on the other show. That's some people who work Rashida Jones was on both shows. So I love Parks and Rec. And after I got The Office made, I thought, okay, now I could really seriously think about this. And The Office was making The Office, working actually with Lego was an interesting experience because it taught me a lot about how Lego builds things and how Lego designs sets. And I got to work with some of the most talented designers there. So after that experience, I was like, oh, I learned a lot from that. So let me see what I can do to, applied that to making Parks and Recreation. So this was my attempt at Parks and Recreation. So it's essentially kind of similar to The Office, and it is an office space, but it's for the government building in Pawnee, Indiana, which is the Parks and Recreation Department. And it is designed a little bit similarly to the Office set, where because accessibility is very important for Lego sets and designing. So if you notice with the office design that I did, Michael's office slides out. It slides out because it would be really hard to get your hand in that space if it didn't slide out. So one of the things with Lego design is you have to think about the accessibility of getting your hands in there, whether it's a child's hand or it's an adult's hand. So when you're thinking about that, you have to think about, okay, how do I get, if I can't get you can't get your hand in there, how do you turn around and get parts out? So you could actually see this applied to I don't know how I should comment on this, but I'm going to do it. The horrible Death Star set that just came out.
Nice.
Yeah, we've talked about that one.
Okay, so that set, I'm not going to get into it too much, but if the different vignettes in that set, they slide out because you can't really get your hand in there. It's the same principle. I have this is like the Leslie's office, which is in the back, which would be hard to get your hand into. It slides out and you can display it separately. But yeah, that Death Star set, oh my God. Oh, I don't know how.
Yeah. We're gonna recreate.
So I got a
it,
question. Since you did the Office 1, have you looked at making an expansion so we get like the annex? Because we're missing Andy. We could use Rashida Jones, as you mentioned. We could use Karen. We could use Toby.
Aaron.
Toby's in there.
Toby's in the set.
Yeah.
That is like the number one question I've always gotten. If Lego, go ahead.
Is that the area, the annex? Is that part of the office? Is that like the garage area?
You go through the break room and you end up in the annex, which is just like a separate little customer service and HR area. What it really was used as was BJ Novak and Mindy Kaling would go back there and write for episodes and stuff like that. While that they gave them an excuse to leave the main area during the show to go right in the annex. It's just like a separate
Jake is a fan. Jake knows. Yeah.
My wife was trying to drop fun facts to me earlier. I'm like, I know these.
God, Jake, you couldn't let her just have one on you.
Nope. She's like, what's his name that plays Mose? She's like, he's the guy that does like The Good Place.
Michael Schur.
Yeah, Michael Schur, he does that. He does Shrinking on Apple TV, which is really good. He did Cougar Town.
99.
Yep.
Like I say he has an oeuvre, which is like an era of just Michael Schur has made shows. Like they used to say that about different directors in the 80s, like who, like, I forget who made like Pretty in Pink and like all those Molly Ringwald movies, but it was like the Molly Ringwald oeuvre. That was her era where she had like all these things. So yeah, Michael Schur had his old oeuvre of, he just made a bunch of really funny shows that were really good. Although the one that I think always escaped him was Community. That was a great show, and
it was good until Yahoo fucked it up. Sorry. So whoever dropped it, then Yahoo messed it up, and then
it was a mess.
So maybe the movie will be good.
I have my fingers crossed. Donald Glover's coming back.
Yeah. Is he coming back Childish, or is he coming back with a glove?
No, I think he retired. Childish is retired. Your question about the annex, it's like the Friends set. So when Friends made their idea set, they made the apartment afterwards. It's up to Lego if they ever wanted to make an expansion. I had given them so many designs over their years. They've had like 7 iterations of designs. Hello, Demon of Spade.
What's up, buddy? That's my best friend.
I'm sitting right here, Ken.
Yeah, exactly, Jake.
I mean, you still don't have the logo lit up. You just gave up on that endeavor, so you lose the title.
It's because I'm watching my wife's lift right now. She's taking one from what's that airport called? Newark to Times Square.
Stalker. No, I'm just kidding.
I know. Creep. What a creep.
So weird to want to make sure your wife gets somewhere safe. Crazy, right?
Does she do that for you? Jake's like, I hate you, kid. I swear to God.
I die. If
Uh,
I gotta go full Liam Neeson up there and go find her, I'll go do it.
I'm local, so if you need somebody to take you for pizza,
There we go. Spumoni Gardens, me and you, we're going.
yep.
Have you ever been to LNB Spumoni Gardens in Brooklyn? Or is it in Queens?
No,
It's good.
I'm open to any pizza as long as it's not Chicago. That's casserole to me. That's
I
like
will
lasagna.
say, so I have never been to New York. I need to go up there. That's one of the items on the bucket list. I know, but now
He's
that
also
the
from
fact
South Carolina over there, so we like to make fun of him from that.
I'm a military brat, I moved around a lot. I've just been in South Carolina for the longest, but no, New York is definitely on my bucket list of places to go. My parents went up there not too long ago, and they said the shocking thing they said was Times Square was smaller than they expected. I don't know. I don't know that. But they had said that Times Square was smaller than they expected. The big thing I do want to try is the pizza. I did have a slice of the Giardino's pizza, the Chicago deep dish, and I only could eat one slice. I could only eat one slice because it was that ridiculously overwhelming.
It's a whole meal. Like,
Oh yeah.
Do I have to go into? I don't want to go into my thesis. I don't want to go into my TED talk about pizza.
How about cheesecake? Are you a cheesecake man?
Oh, I like cheesecake.
Have you been to Junior's?
Oh yeah. Juniors in New York. I got that.
My dad used to work
the variety
Brooklyn.
of juniors.
Used to be NYPD in Brooklyn, and he worked right up the street there by Junior's, and we would go there. We still go up there when we try to, because that cheesecake is hella
It's
good.
so rich and good. Like I remember
You can
when
buy
they
it
had like
Costco and little things down here.
oh yeah, the fun size packs. Next idea, Kenny.
Yeah, so
You just-
I felt
bring
bad.
it
I
up.
was like, I think y'all already put up you already talked more about the Parks and Rec, or finished up the Parks and Rec one, but this is Boy Meets World.
yes,
Right.
this
This
is Boy Meets World.
World.
Mm-hmm. Boy Meets World.
I like
Phoenix.
that it comes with a roller coaster.
Oh yeah, that's like my favorite episode of Boy Meets World. I designed this in 1 week. I had the idea, I designed it in a week, and I had it up. This is actually a very funny story. So I love the show. It's another one of those. So I make this joke that, before The Office, before Jim and Pam, it was Boy Meets World and Cory and Topanga for me. It's that thing where I was like this 80s, 90s kid. So I kind of grew up with these certain milestones that people my age, they all kind of grew up of, oh, I remembered this show and I love this thing. So I love Boy Meets World. It's a really fun, wholesome slice. Like, because I kind of liked it a little bit better than like, what was that show with Steve Urkel?
Family Matters.
Family Matters, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So
Were
was
you
very
heartbroken
much-
last week like I was?
what happened last week? I don't know. What
Topanga
happened?
went home on Dancing with the Stars, man.
Yes,
I was
met
so
Danielle.
mad.
She's an adorable
Did you
human
vote?
being.
I did. I was on my cruise boat voting for her. I was over there like,
I
God
actually.
damn.
So it's funny. I comment. She posted about it afterwards, and I commented that I was like, I'm really sad, but we're all extremely proud of you. And then they had like 6 people messaging me like, "How close are you and Danielle? Can you get a message to her?" I'm like, "No." I met
No,
Danielle.
I just
once.
commented. I comment on it too. Like I'm friends with her. I'm like, Danielle, I'm proud of you.
Yeah,
She did so good, and like
that's
I
not
can't
easy.
blame her because it's like the final competition besides Andy. So Andy Richter, for you guys that aren't watching it, is doing Dancing with the Stars as well. He is very much out of shape and very much old, and he's not very. But because there's such a popularity contest part of it, like he is getting the votes to stay every week, and everybody's like, "Wow, this guy got 4 7s, and everybody else is over here getting 9s and 10s, and he's still alive each week because everybody is voting for him." And
Like
this week, Danielle was the one who suffered and went home because of it.
And I'll be honest, that was heartbreaking because I met her at Brick Slopes when I was in Utah in August. I was doing Brick Slopes at a convention, but her podcast was there doing a show.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, oh, this is weird serendipity because I missed the New York one and I'm going to go. So I got a chance to meet her, Ryder Strong, and Will Friedle, who, so it was Topanga, Eric, and Sean. And it was so strange for me because I'm like, oh, you're the people I've been watching since I was a kid. This is creepy for me. But they're lovely people. And then I sit there going, wow, it's so strange now. Like we're all in this like nostalgia era where we're constantly thinking about these things from like 20 years ago, 30 years ago, and they're becoming like these, like, we have podcasts and we have these rewatches, and now, or we're rebooting them and they're coming back, like Scrubs is coming back. And I was like, yes, I love that Scrubs is coming back because that was one of my favorite shows. But I love that these things like Boy Meets World had a spinoff. It was Girl Meets World.
Yeah.
So there are all these things. That was a really good show too. Like I watched that with my niece when she was younger. It was so like I love that.
We wouldn't have Tasty without it.
What happened?
We wouldn't have Tasty without it.
Sabrina
Carpenter.
You wouldn't have Sabrina Carpenter with no, Sabrina Carpenter was so talented. She would have made it.
I mean, she was like starring in like minor roles. She really wasn't like out there yet, I feel like. And then like Girl Meets World kind of propelled her.
Oh yeah, I think it definitely, because it was such like a weird like, oh, okay, here's like a reboot of this seminal show from the 90s, and it's a next generation, and because they're doing that for everything, and a part of me kind of hates that. I'll be honest, where I kind of like,
how do you feel about the 90s show?
Huh?
How do you feel about that 90s show?
It's already canceled.
Is canceled? Oh man.
It got canceled after 2 seasons. I liked it. It just got canceled though.
I kind of figured that though. Like they weren't really coming up with an original concept because there was that 70s show, great show. Then they came out that 80s show, terrible.
Yep, terrible.
And then they came out with that 90s show where they brought in the original cast.
Minus Topher. Or minus a few.
Minus a few. I think the only one that was missing was Hyde.
Yeah.
Hyde was the only one that was missing. But yeah, no, I think, I mean, kind of going on the precipice of everything that you're building here. I think you're killing it. It boggles my mind how many ideas that you've come up with and how many are being provided on. Are all of these on ideas right now? Because I know these are all rendered images.
Yeah, they're all on ideas right now. It's gotten to be like a weird hobby. I've gotten very good at it, that I could pump out an idea in very quick succession. it's funny to me though because like you're constantly iterating. You're constantly trying to
Yeah.
like improve it. Like I don't like sitting there going, okay, I designed. I'm gonna just throw it up there.
Yeah.
I'm always looking for. It was the same thing with The Office. When I did The Office for 10 years, I was always constantly like, okay, how can I make this better? How can I put more jokes or Easter eggs in? Like, how can I always take something from the show and translate it into work form? Like one of my things I used to do when I did The Office is whenever they released new parts, I'd be like, okay, let's look at these new parts. Oh, they introduced a weird colored dome. Oh, that could become a jello. So it was like things like that where I was like, okay, I can make jokes like that. So it's a lot of fun for me in a way because I do look at Lego as an art. Like when we go to conventions, I don't turn around and tell people, oh, this is just like a nice build. I tell them this is a beautiful piece of art because it takes a lot of passion to do this, and it's really not for people who can be very casual because it's like, oh, Lego's very expensive too. So you have to turn around and you're investing a lot of time and effort to build things. And then I'm sitting here going, oh, I have to build a lot of things digitally because I'm limited by color. Color is my biggest issue. Like when I built The Office, that was one of the most painful experiences because when I first designed it, it's around 2015, 2016, I want to say, I was trying to get enough sand green bricks to make Michael's office. And sand green was so rare at that time. Color was so difficult. It was only released in a Yoda set. And it was so expensive to get the parts that to get enough sand green to make a tiny office cost me like $1,000 because I had to buy sand green parts. Like 1x6s were $20 each, and I could only get them in France, and I had to order it through Bricklink and get it shipped internationally, and that was like the hurdle. So that's actually one of the biggest reasons why I designed in Bricklink Studio is color stops being as much of an issue. I could do a lot more. It's a lot more flexible for me to design there. But then I'm sitting there going, I want to build this in real life. So I end up building like a lot of, right now I'm in the middle of actually building out a Parks and Rec set. And I was considering building the telescope and actually like buying the parts and spray painting them. But I was like, no, I really want to do that.
I mean,
I debate it. I really debate it because I'm like, I don't know if I can make it like look good. I know there's this guy on Instagram. I love his stuff. His name is Chrome Daddy. His name is Eli.
Yeah.
Eli chromes everything. I've met him twice now at Brick World.
Yeah, we were there with him when when PNG Bricks came out and started selling us some of the sets out of his crate. And Chrome Daddy was there and he was like, so what are we buying
here?
I'm like, I went ahead and bought the Winnie the Pooh Lego idea set, so that's where I'm at. But you guys gave him the TIE Fighter.
We just did the TIE Fighter, yeah.
Yeah, y'all gave him the TIE Fighter, and he chromed the hell out of that thing.
And I love that he left
So
the
cool.
front and the red lights in the back. Those are the only things that he didn't chrome on it. Everything else is chrome. I think it looks sick. And I'm not a Star Wars person. I'm like, that's pretty cool.
I want him to chrome the UCS Millennium Falcon so bad. So bad. I've talked to him about it because I'm like, how have you? He's like, it'd be so expensive. And I'm like, I get it. I'm like, set up a Patreon, whatever you got to do. But I've actually considered asking him to chrome things for me because he can, because the process he describes is very interesting. But like the telescope though is like a metallic bronze goldish, and I'm like, I cannot do that. I can't make that. Even with paint, I can't do that.
Yeah.
But Eli can, so I might have to ask him. Kenny, you're about to say something. I keep interrupting.
No, you're absolutely fine. I would love to see. Now, I know you said you're a Trekkie. I would love to see if he would chrome the USS Enterprise that just came out, or not USS.
Oh yeah,
NCC. I think it's NCC.
it's the D. It's the Enterprise D from Next Generation. That's
Did
my ship. That's my ship.
Is it a thing right now that I saw online, but there was a typo error on the tile?
Yes.
Yes.
What is the typo? I was looking through it and I was like, I'm not a Star Trek fan, but I'm looking through it and I couldn't find it.
The quote is to boldly go where no one has gone before, but they spelled boldly BOLDY, so it's bold.
Boldy. Oh,
Boldy.
So I was like putting a letter in there. I didn't see that. That's bad.
I'm
I was like, what is happening?
Here's my thing about this, right? Okay, yes, that's a typo. I'm sure a lot of fans. There's going to be some custom shop, right? Some pad printer out there that's going to turn around and be like, I'm fixing that tile. You can buy this for $1 or $2 from my shop, right? I'm confident that that's going to be corrected in some shape, way, or form. But I kind of thought that it was more funny than anything. Like, I wasn't really upset about it because I sat there going, that's kind of hilarious to me that they got that wrong.
I think it would be interesting if they turn that into like a very exclusive set, because there are folks out there who have this now. Like, there are people out there who will have this set with a misspelled tile, and it could just be part of that whole. It could be part of that whole. God, what is the term? It could be part of that whole stream. Whatever the case may be, it could be part of that whole process of just like, yeah, I've got the set. Cool. Did you get the misspelled tile? No.
Nah.
No, I do.
Get the exclusive misprint. I always love those like exclusive, like the Wally set, the very first Wally set.
Oh,
had
the idea set.
Yeah, the idea set had a flaw in the neck design where the neck would just flop. It would just like, because it wasn't structurally sound. So I remember that they re-released it and they put a fix in the re-release, and I was like, okay, cool, I'm gonna get that one.
Yeah.
But then I was like, oh, I have to get that Wally set, and I was actually at a convention, and then he's like, this is the exclusive first one with the messed up neck, so I'm upselling by $100. I'm like, I actually don't want the messed up neck because then I have to fix that. So no, thank you.
It's like, no, I'm good.
Yeah,
I don't want this.
I do get the exclusive, like when they do the exclusive minifig stuff. That's where I get kind of like, oh, this is where it gets rough, because when that's like a price locked behind like a $400 set. Like Star Trek, there's going to be a gift for purchase that's price locked behind that $400 set, and I'm like, oh, I'm going to still be buying 2 of those. So
true. Speaking of parts, a while back when we did when I sent you the form, we asked the questions in the form.
I don't remember anything I wrote in that form, dude.
It is absolutely fine. I'm not expecting you to, but there is a part of that form that we did ask you to fill, which was what piece best resonates with you. And why we do that is because this fine young lady over here to my left will be talking to you about said piece that you had talked about. Do you happen to remember the piece by any chance?
No, my memory is shot.
If you don't, it's okay. We're going to have
turntable.
Ooh, I'm going to have Supa tell you when we put her on here, because I know we see Mohawk is not here. So
yeah, his headache got to him, so he went to bed.
He'll be all right. Well, Supa, I'm going to give it to you, girl.
Super.
Oh, it did things.
Super hardcore, breaking the mold, building wild creations, watch the stories unfold. Together we'll fly through the wildest of dreams. With every Lego piece, we craft the extremes.
You did pick turntable. Very good.
My memory gone.
This was quite the eye opener for me because when I do these, I usually get an element and it's like, okay, maybe there's a few variations or whatever. I scratched the surface on this one. There were 130 something different, what they would consider a turntable. So we're just going to go through a basic history of how it started and kind of graze the surface and touch our toes in the water, if you will.
Yeah.
So wow, that really typoed. 1963, we got our first what is considered a turntable. It came in what was a wheel set for trains and such, but that particular piece came in 15 different sets. You'll see it's 3404 BC01 because 3404 is the current number that they use for that shape. But this is the original cast and molding and design features. So then in 66, we've got a variation to it. So it's still the same 4x4 shape, but it's kind of hard to see on here. It's actually got flat edges. So it's not perfectly symmetrical all the way around.
Semi-rounded. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Which, I mean, I guess it has its functionality, especially when you're stacking next to bricks if you want it to be more of a flush look than give that gap. But it's still got the pin.
Get it back aligned again, too. That'd be cool.
Oh, yeah, that would be smart. So that way your dots line up instead of having them cattywampus. That would make sense. But they only ran for a short amount of time. They were done in 77. They didn't last very long. Now, from 72 to 75, they had another variation of this piece, which it's kind of hard to see. At the bottom of the element, essentially, you'll see notches or indents in the base of that. So it didn't last very long. They were only in a few sets, mostly these train sets. I'm assuming they were going to be used for the same reason as the other one, alignment purposes, or potentially maybe if you've got gears or rods going through, it gives you that space so that way it's not going to cause friction, which would be my only educated guess. I don't know if you have an idea.
Seen these.
Yeah, they weren't around very long. It was a blip in the Lego spheres.
Turntable history.
Mm-hmm. So then we got turned up tables. This is more popular. This is when they were like, okay, let's get something that's gonna work. So from 76 until 2009, you have the parts that you see here. They were almost in the same number of sets. The base was in one more set than the top was, which I could not find what that set was. There were 220 sets to go through, so the side by side was a little lengthy there. But it did show up in a Batman set, which was where the center table there has it spins with the bat something. I don't know what mobile that is.
It looks like a submarine.
Essentially, I would say this is a
Scorpion?
Mr. Freeze and Mr. Penguin set, so it very well could be submarine-esque. I don't know. Yeah, it does have a tail on it. Who knows? It spins. We know that. So another. One more time.
This makes sense. I know why this one was in here.
Yeah, so they did a little variation here. There's a locking turntable now. So you've got it's kind of hard to tell in this picture too, but there are notches in the underside of that 4x4 piece. And so it would connect to what you see there, 30516 is the base element for that to click onto and lock. So you can get those clicky pieces. but it's also thick brick form. It's not nice and smooth. But Millennium Falcon, is that what that is?
Yeah, that's a Millennium Falcon.
I don't Star Wars. I put that in there for my Star Wars people. I most recently did Star Wars this year. So we're learning. We're getting there. Bear with me. Oh, we had big turntables. Duplo introduced a turntable for a whole year in one set. The cranky cargo loading from the Thomas the Train sets, if you got any of those. Duplo said, we want a turntable too. So they made one for their crane. So another element that we had, that locking turntable that we had, this is the other base that they came out with. This is the newer base that you'll see today. It is a plate form, so it's nice and, out of the way. I prefer a plate over a brick myself and things like this, but you have it in 501 sets. So lots of things to turn and put them exactly where you want them. Because it's locking. Today's turntables, not the same. They've got a 2x2 now instead of the 2x4, or 4x4. I know, yeah. These guys are where it's at. You have. So I didn't picture it in here. I actually forgot to put it in here, but the base on the right, 3680, has a doppelganger that does not have the holes through it. So you actually have two different styles of that base there, but the top still fits on the same, no matter which set you go through. And then, of course, being that it was such a broad range that they brought these in from 77 until current, you've got everything from simple helicopters to the AATs in Star Wars set here.
This is my favorite.
This one, I know.
It's the best. I remember the first time. I actually do know that fact that there's two different bases because I have them. I have bags of them. I love this part specifically because it was the first time I saw Lego had a capability to move. To actually like I was like, oh, I don't have to be static anymore. I could actually move and have swing arms and design more intricate things. So it started opening up worlds of, oh, you could do way more with Lego and just build a building or a car or something. I love this part. It's one of my favorites.
See, I could only imagine the versatility that you get with it when you go from everything has to be stationary and connect. Don't mind the loud noises. I dropped my keyboard. When you have to go from that connection of brick, okay, pull it out, get it to do this, okay, versus the hours of fun that you can get just spinning the turntable top.
I love. What about the 2x2 turntable?
It is a 2x2 turntable.
I think they typed that earlier and maybe.
Oh, maybe, possibly.
Yeah. This is the superior turntable. There are no other turntables that are compared to it. Obviously, it has the most longevity of turntables. I also, one of the things I really like about these is if you use them in combination with tiles, you can really do interesting things like have things swing out, especially for that snot technique stuff. I was considering using this in that telescope design because I just loved this piece so much. But then I realized there was no structure to keep it solid, so I was like, okay, no, I got to use gears and things, and not my favorite part.
Yeah.
Well, see, and it's funny you say that because, like I was saying, I just scratched the surface on this. I think I have a slide or two more, but it was interesting because I was going to look through and be like, oh, well, if this was your favorite element, you didn't use it in the office set. You didn't use it in the, that's why I asked, oh, does it swivel your telescope? Because my brain said, oh, well, maybe he put one in there. But I hadn't seen a set that has this element in it. Do you have a set?
the hook set has it built into the table, so Peter can
Oh, that's right.
spin
You did say
around
that.
with the sword. But
Yep.
I'll be honest. I've tried to think about because I tried to think of ways of putting this in there just because I like it as a part. That's it. That's the only. I actually did have this in one of my earlier designs for how to make Michael's office swing out because I had
Okay.
like turntable piece that because this was like pre-hinge, like good hinges. So I was like, oh, I'll have Michael's office swing it, and I was like, I'm overcomplicating it just because I want a turntable in there.
Right.
But yeah,
I want to get that spin and
it's hard, especially because I met Lego designers where they turn around and they're like they love a piece and they're the same way. They're like, I want to find a way to get this thing in there, but they can't because it's like, well, no, for like Jake Sandeville's like chip in a bottle. They were like Tiago was trying to fit a bunch of things in there, and then it was like, you can only fit in what you can actually get.
like your pink brick. You got to get your pink brick in there so you get your cake.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That wasn't the last slide. I have a mop. And it has a turntable. So this is a throwback. Way back in the day, we had a challenge where you had to use a particular element in a build. So finding a way to get that element that whatever it was, into your build. Our element happened to be cups. So you'll see the whole back smoke is cups. The pink
That's awesome.
on the bottom side has cups. So there's a lot of cups elements in there, but it sits on a turntable. You can
I highly approve, Supa. I love it.
Yay!
You reached my turntable heart.
Yeah, no. Out of all the segments that we have in the episode, this one is actually pretty fun to watch, just because when we ask a person about their piece, what's most significant to them in the Lego world, they give us a piece, and then they have to think about a way to incorporate it into their mock. And it's always good to see that. Like you mentioned, it's an art. You definitely have to have the eye. It almost feels like you have to have an eye for this sort of thing. But you could start small. So I think it's awesome.
I love that you guys did that because I didn't know where that question was going. And I thought you guys were going to be like, so what do you like about the 2x2 turntable? And I was like, well, that's going to be a 2-second segment. It spins, Kenny. It spins.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
And that was.
This is awesome. I love that. One, you went into the history, but two, you have a mock. That's adorable. Did not expect that.
Ta-da.
Yeah, it was my way to kind of learn a little bit, because Lego is so much Mohawk's thing that I just kind of dove in after him, but I know so little, so it's kind of my way to be like, all right, let me learn a little bit about you. What do you like? Maybe there's something I don't know about, and then not only am I learning about it, but everybody else gets to learn about it. And then like Ken said, it kind of challenges us in the building aspect as well, because it's like, yeah, I can learn about all this stuff, but what can I do with it? What can I be hands-on with and make my own with? So I enjoy it.
That's my favorite part about this art medium, hobby, whatever you want to call it. Because especially when you learn, because it's one of those things where we want to share our knowledge so then others can take on it and expand on it. Because there are times where whether it's Lego introduces a new set or I see somebody build a mock and I'm like, how did you build that? I gotta decipher that and figure it out. Like whether it's that Enterprise D set where I'm gonna be like, well, that looks like a lot of interesting smart work, or Donnie Chen, who did the Lego Ideas piano. One of my favorite pieces, which was in the Masterpiece Gallery at Lego House, was he did this golden dragon, and it was a cylindrical build, and it was gorgeous. And the core of it was the iframe piece from the Harry Potter eye set. He used that to basically create like a core, like a snake, and then he added scales to it, and it looked like I was like amazed at it because it was one of those moments where you get surprised and you're like, oh wow, you just pushed the envelope for what Lego building can be, and I love those moments.
So, and we'll get close to wrapping up because I know we've got about 15 minutes until we hit the 2-hour mark. So, for you as a idea set builder, do you feel like you're more excited to be learning newer techniques that you've just never seen before? Or is it kind of just like or is it just kind of like oh cool, new technique, I could apply that? But
I love learning new techniques, like whether it was learning smelt work and how to really do that was really interesting and fun for me. Learning going into bionicles, because not bionicles. That's gonna bring up a whole
that's a whole other a behind the scenes conversation.
No, but botanicals. I meant botanicals. Botanicals was very interesting to me because you're taking something static and you're giving it form that looks like life. And that was very interesting to me, because whether it was like the bonsai trees or those bamboo or flowers, the roses, it always looks so interesting to me. So whenever I see a new building technique, I geek out a little bit. One of the things I actually recommend for aspiring builders is, if you see some building technique that you're interested in, try to figure it out. Whether it's like, even if you can't afford the set, go to Lego Ideas, download the building instructions, look how it's built. One of the things that I have done often is sometimes I will go and build something virtually just to see how it was built, because one of the most interesting things, and it's one of the reasons why I advocate Lego for children as like one of their first toys, is it teaches them things like math, engineering, kind of physics, gravity. You learn all these things just working with it, and it's very interesting to see that apply from something as simple as a building block. So I think learning Lego techniques is one of my favorite parts of this whole experience. Like when I worked with Lego, it was very interesting to understand how they build, because they have to think about things in a way we don't, and it's very interesting. I would say learning is very important. I do like the creative side of, okay, I'm just gonna
start throwing bricks together and see what happens.
Yeah, that's a lot of fun too, because there are times where, like for the Reading Rainbow set, that wasn't any other building technique of, let me just throw some bricks together to see what I could do to recreate lettering and then build on it and kind of build like a kind of a snot dragon that looks like an actual dragon, stuff like that. So really kind of to do that on my own. So yeah, I think learning, especially if you're looking to do something like either be a Lego designer, work for Lego, or if you're trying to be an ideas designer, if you're trying to do mobs, challenge yourself, try to learn as much as you can.
And I think you answered honestly the question I was going to ask you. So for any aspiring mock builder out there that wants to put themselves out on ideas, you would say that would be the best form of practice, is to really just learn the techniques and study on how you would want to create specific parts that can lead into the bigger picture, basically.
Yeah, I think that's a very good foundation. When you're doing something, I have a very specific set of feedback for Lego Ideas designers, because it's like a whole different animal. There's actually another ideas designer, Brent Waller. He did like Seinfeld, he did the Ghostbusters Ecto One. I think he has another set coming out for X-Files. That's going to be his set. He did a video series on YouTube where, so you want to be a Lego Ideas designer. It's like a 6-part series. And it was the funniest thing, because when I watched his series, it was pretty much almost every piece of advice I could give to aspiring designers. Like, The other things I would say is ethics. There's a certain part of this that I think you have to be ethical. Like plagiarism is a thing that our community unfortunately suffers, and you really shouldn't be plagiarizing other people's work. So I kind of highly encourage, have that ethical value. But if you're turning around and doing things like ideas, like one of the things I constantly my biggest critique for people who do ideas is sometimes they kind of go, I think, a little crazy, where they're like, I'm gonna build a 5,000 piece set because I want to get something approved to get 5,000 pieces and 1% of that. Like they're thinking like that. And they're thinking about the biggest thing possible, and not really the best idea possible. And that's it's like you're going with a different motivation than you really kind of should, which is what is the best idea. And because like even for me, the office, my original design was huge, and the one that got approved was me downsizing it. And because I started thinking about how do I actually make this more affordable. Like I don't want to create a barrier for fans to get this, so I had to create something that was half the size that I originally proposed. So sometimes it's you gotta curve those things up. Let me go as big as possible. Sometimes I see people go as big as possible. Or one of the critiques I would have is try not to submit something that Lego likely may not make. Like I would say modulars may not make it because they have their own mind for that. So I always go like, it's a reason why they don't do Star Wars anymore. Why would they approve a Star Wars idea when they can make it on their own?
Pretty much. No, I think that's amazing. I think that honestly, I think that's a nice little final note. Yeah, I think it's a nice final night. A nice final note. God, I can't think. I'm like half asleep already.
It's okay.
It's been a long day. It's been a long day. But no, JJ, we were very excited to have you on here on the episode. I really appreciate you being out here and being a really great sport for the fact that I sent you a message just yesterday evening and you got back to me today. I'm like, I appreciate you so much.
It's okay.
We were actually sitting there and thinking to ourselves, like, are we actually going to have an episode with a guest today? And Soup was like, maybe not. I think we'll be fine. And then I got your message and I was like, we've got a guest. We're good. We're green to go.
Yeah, it really worked out because I actually had like something scheduled and I was like, oh, yeah, I could skip that. So honestly, this was a lot more fun for me. I really enjoyed this. It's good seeing you again. Supa, it was nice meeting you. Jake.
I'm going to be honest, I feel like I've seen you. Were you in Chicago this past year?
Yes,
Yeah.
I've been in Brick World the last. I'm very.
I feel like I've seen you and we have.
You likely have. I'm very.
You've got to. I've talked to you before.
You probably have. One of the weird things for me is, as an idea designer, I meet a lot of people, so it's hard to kind of like keep everyone. Usually, like, I'll be honest, I kind of sat there because was Mohawk also at Brick World too?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
I kind of feel like I met you both.
Do you recall somebody with dreads in their hair of the fall color variety?
That was you?
That was us.
Oh, okay, yeah, now I recognize you.
We do our hair
It's
up.
very different right now. You have the hat and your hair is like not in dreads. I actually that's one of my favorite things about like I never used to go to the conventions. I only got I got invited after I became an ideas designer by Ant Bandit, who is like a stop motion. He's in Land. He's a really great designer. But he invited me to come, and I was like, oh, this whole meeting strangers on the internet thing. We talked about this. Let's see how it turns out. And I fell in love with it. I love Lego conventions. So
I know.
We will hang out next year at Brick World. We'll get barbecue. Jake will not show up.
I've got my room reserved.
Oh, did you get the at the Schaumburg?
Yes,
Nice
I
one.
did. Mhm.
Good. See, if you don't go to Brick World, if anyone's watching this, the best thing to do is to get the hotel there because you do not want to be hanging out late at night and then walking back to your
Oh my!
hotel over a highway. I did that
Done.
this year.
That's
It
gonna
sucks.
be that's gonna be
Went to
off
the
the
wrong
stream.
hotel.
We'll definitely talk about it. Yeah. We'll
Yeah.
definitely talk about that. But
Side note, I gotta do some research on my stuff because Brickworld called me out on my thing that it was not the same part in '76. In '70s and '80s, the parts didn't go apart. So I have some learnings to do.
There
So
you
we'll
go.
have to
I'm
work
ignorant.
on it later.
I'm a turntable lover, and even I didn't know that.
I didn't either.
All right. Well, other than that, folks, it was a pleasure having you on here. JJ, where can everyone find you at before we kind of close out?
I'm on Instagram at Lego The Office. You can find me on Lego Ideas. Obviously, Kenny talked about all my ideas. And that's pretty much it. I'm pretty much anywhere at Lego The Office.
Perfect. And before we close out, I'm going to go ahead and put this out here. Oh my God, if it will pop up for me. Where is it? I'm putting the overlay. Why is it not showing up?
I
see
don't
it.
know. I see
You
it.
see
Brick
it?
Nite on
I see
Tuesday.
it.
Oh, I don't
Okay.
see it on my end.
Sorry.
Oh, there we go. I see it. Okay, perfect. All right, folks, if you enjoyed tonight's live, you can always catch us live on Tuesdays on the Brick Nite channel. Not on ELPN anymore, but we're going to see how that plays out. We are always live on Tuesdays at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can go ahead and recap on our episodes on Spotify as well as Apple Podcasts, where it says at Brick at Night. You can also check out our content on Instagram at Brick at Night, where the E is a 3 at the end, or TikTok at Brick at Night. And of course, if you enjoyed the people that create this podcast, go ahead and check them out. We have at Unhappy Bohawk, who is unwell, so we hope that he gets better soon. At Super Cabre, who was here and did an awesome job with the slideshow. At brick.it.jake, who is currently MIA. I have no idea where the heck he is. And then, of course, myself at ken.nerd with the E's or 3's there. But other than that,
Yay.
I can go ahead and hide that. I appreciate that so much. But JJ, we love you. We appreciate you being on here. We're gonna go ahead and close out the stream. Folks, y'all have a great rest of your day, great rest of your life, whatever. Bye.
Bye.